Hi, I'm Sheldon, Carol's youngest son, and the only one of her children to live in Roseville. And as you all know, you can never go home. I'm really sorry I can't be there today, um, but I've gone through this once, and I really appreciate you're all coming out for my mom. Uh, I appreciate that you respect her, and because of that, I would like to start with a dirty joke that my mother taught me when I was 10. Unfortunately, it's a very visual joke, so I think I'll have to skip over it. But suffice it to say that my mother had a great sense of humor, and I think she saw that in me. She may not have wanted me to tell that joke in public, or the many that would follow, but she defended my right to. And perhaps she secretly wanted me to mock the moronic, or at least see through the veneer of authority. When Mr. Bailey, the principal of Roseville High, called me into his office to suspend me for saying fart in a public rally, uh, he asked me, "Would you say fart in front of your mother?" So I had him call my mother down to the office because she was teaching that day and say fart for him. Uh, and that's the kind of support I got from my mother uh, most of the way through life. My mother was a radical in many ways, and as a fully fledged weirdo, I have to give her credit for much of my departure from the norm. When I was 5, we started watching Richard Hittleman's yoga on TV, and that began a lifelong practice of yoga and direction toward Eastern modalities for me. At 10, we watched the Nixon Watergate hearings before school every day, and my distrust of politicians and laws started to become well formed. We took transcendental meditation classes together, which led to my deep interest in altered states of consciousness and Eastern philosophy. We gardened. My mother read Rodale's Organic Gardening and Prevention magazine in the 70s, before anybody knew about alternative medicine or organic anything. Uh, and while I, kind of just thought of her as a bit of a kook, I think she was way ahead of her time, and I eventually became committed to those practices. In fact, my own study of Chinese medicine is what I credit with her recovery from her first heart attack and her ability to live to the incredible age of 92. I was blessed myself to be able to care for her these last 10 years, treated her with massage and treatments through a number of injuries and illnesses that would have taken a lesser person down. And I think her last ditch, "I'm going to Sacramento for the march" move shows you how much she was committed to doing whatever it took. She was a tough old bird and relentlessly stood up for what she believed in. And she never stopped believing in me. My mom came to my show. She came to every run of my show and watched me reliving the most painful breakdown in our relationship, where my parents busted me for being what I think was probably the biggest drug dealer in Roseville in 1980. That fractured our relationship, and it took years to recover from that, and writing my book and my show was a big part of that. And on those nights when I was reliving that event, where my mother slapped my face, I knew that she felt it every night. And she came again and again to show up and support me and go through that, which was an incredible feat and always impressed me. And now that I look back, and now that the drugs that I knew that the government lied about are legal and becoming medically researched for an incredible array of beneficial purposes, finally, they were recognized and appreciated by my own mother. I can only hope that whatever relentlessly challenging work she helped you to attempt meets with that final recognition of being right all along. Thanks for coming. I love you all.